Oh, what?
911, where's your emergency?
We're in a boat crash on Arthur Street. We have someone missing.
Okay.
Hampton County 911, where's your emergency?
This is Alex Murdoch at 4147 Moselle Road. I need the police to answer immediately. My wife and child just got badly.
Okay.
In the heart of South Carolina, where Spanish moss drapes over ancient oaks and the marshlands whisper tales of the past, a powerful dynasty held sway for over a century. The Murdoch family, a name synonymous with justice, prestige, and power. But beneath the veneer of respectability, a chilling saga was about to unfold. A tragic boat accident, a young life lost in the prime, a double murder that shook the community to its core. And at the center of it all, a family that seemed to be caught in a web of their own making.
Somebody going to check them?
Yes, sir. They've already checked them.
They did check them?
Yes, sir.
It's official that they're dead?
Join us as we delve into the murky depths of a story that has captivated the nation. A tale of tragedy, mystery, and a quest for justice that has left more questions than answers. In the eye of this storm, we find the Murdochs, a family that has become the epicenter of a series of events that seem more akin to a crime novel than reality. Welcome to the Murdoch mystery, power, tragedy, and a quest for justice. Prepare to be captivated as we unravel the threads of this intricate and haunting narrative. The patriarch Alex Murdoch, a prominent lawyer, carried the weight of his family's legacy on his shoulders. Known for his sharp mind and persuasive charisma, he was a force to be reckoned with in the courtroom. Yet behind the confident exterior, there were whispers of a man burdened by the expectations of his lineage. His wife, Maggie Murdaugh, was the glue that held the family together. A woman of grace and strength, she was the heart of the family, her love for her children unwavering even in the face of adversity. Their sons, Paul and Buster Murdoch, were born into a world of privilege and expectation. Paul, the younger of the two, was known for his wild spirit and carefree attitude, a stark contrast to his older brother Buster, who was often seen as the more responsible and level-headed sibling. Yet beneath the surface of the seemingly perfect family, a storm was brewing. A series of events were about to unfold that would shatter their world, casting a long and haunting shadow over the Murdoch name. As we delve deeper into their story, we uncover a tale of tragedy, mystery, and a desperate search for truth that would expose the cracks in the Murdoch dynasty. The night of February 24, 2019 began like any other for the young group of friends. A night of revelry, laughter, and youthful abandon, set against the backdrop of the tranquil Beaufort River. Little did they know their lives were about to be irrevocably changed. Among the group was Paul Murdoch, a younger son of the Murdoch family, known for his wild spirit and carefree demeanor. As the night wore on, Paul's behavior began to change. The alcohol flowed freely, and with each passing hour, his actions became increasingly erratic.
Everyone was like, Paul, don't drive, and Paul would snap back and be like, well, this is my fucking boat.
He was out of his mind drunk.
Y'all know Alex Murdoch? That's his son.
Despite the protests of his friends, Paul insisted on taking the helm of the boat. His intoxication was evident, his movements unsteady, his decisions reckless. Yet in the throes of his inebriation, he dismissed their concerns, unknowingly steering them all towards disaster.
Who all would you say acted to be drunk on the boat?
I would say just mostly Paul. Like, there had been like some drinking, but like saying like who was drunk, like I would say just Paul.
You felt comfortable with Connor driving?
A lot more comfortable than Paul, because like I said, like he knows the river better than like anybody else. He would have been able to drive. Like we told him, like me and Morgan like sat there and we were like, you need to drive.
You told that to Connor?
As the boat sped through the dark waters, a laughter and chatter of the group were replaced with a sense of unease. At 2:20 a.m., disaster struck. The boat, under Paul's control, crashed into the Archers Creek Bridge. The impact was violent, the chaos immediate. Amid the confusion and panic,
I heard a scream and then a bang.
911, where's your emergency?
Oh, what bridge is this?
And then that's when we all started screaming for Mallory.
You said Paul was holding on to like one of the pylons or whatever, the poles in the water. Where did you see Anthony? Where did he land in the water? Where was he in the water?
He was like almost where we hit on the side. Like I think like where we hit was like the second like pilot in the water, like from the shore on the opposite side of where the boat ended up. So like I think he was like over there like furthest away from us, and then Paul was only like 1 or 2 away from this side.
So he was closer. Anthony was closer to the land on the other side than he was the side where the boat wound up. So he had to swim across.
So then I think before everybody had gotten there, like I went back to Morgan and I tried to get her to come with me, but she was like, I don't want to move because like she didn't want to like lose any more blood or anything like that.
Oh, what?
911, where's your emergency? Hello? Police, fire, EMS. Hello?
We're in a boat crash on Archer Street.
Whereabouts on Archer Street?
In Archer Street, the only bridge on Archer Street.
Archer Street?
Archer's Creek.
Archer's Creek. Archer's Creek. Is it? Okay. What's going on?
It's by Paris Island.
Right. What's going on?
We're in a boat crash.
You know what kind of boat?
A boat crash.
A boat? Did you say a boat crash?
A boat crash.
Okay, so you're at the dock? Hello, are you at the dock?
No, we just crashed in a boat.
Okay, are you in the water or are you?
We're in the boat.
Okay.
We have someone missing.
Okay.
One of their own, Mallory Beach, was thrown overboard into the icy waters.
We're on the main road. You won't miss
You
us.
get that motherfucker right there away from me. Bro, you fucking smiling like it's fucking funny.
Sit down. Sit down.
My fucking girlfriend's gone, bro.
Sit
You
down.
think it's fucking funny?
Sit down. Sit down.
Hope it's not fucking hell.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Hey, somebody put him in the car. The one with the towel. Go ahead.
In reference to a boat crash. There's 6 people on board. They currently have 1 missing. All right, it's in Archer's Creek, which is right there off of Paris Island. There's a bridge on Paris Island. They're underneath it. They crashed into the bridge.
10-4. I'll be en route to the Bell Bridge. Can you also notify Port Royal and PMO know as well?
Affirmative. We're making notification.
Okay, you have a description. It's 1 female. That's all the description I have of her right now.
EMS 1 respond to an accident with injuries. 50 Marinas Drive Boulevard, Paris Island.
Evidently, the girl was sitting on her boyfriend's lap when they hit the bridge at a high rate of speed, and now she's missing.
Which bridge did they hit? The one on the causeway?
Stand by, sir. They hit the actual Paris Island bridge, right?
The dawn of February 24, 2019 brought with it a chilling silence. The joyous laughter and carefree chatter of the previous night were replaced by the harsh reality of the tragedy that had unfolded. As the news of the boat crash and Mallory Beach's disappearance spread, a wave of shock and disbelief swept over the community.
Is there anybody in the water looking for us?
Yes, we got tomorrow. We got DNR. Fire department's got their boats in the water. Coast Guard is on the way with the chopper. DNR's en route. All right.
She's in the bottom of the river.
They're gonna have a dive team. We got a dive team. We got a bunch of resources prepared. Regardless, like I told you, regardless of the outcome, we'll find her. All right. You just gotta keep faith that she's somewhere on the bank, or you see what I'm saying?
I loved her for a long time, years.
You think you would have gotten married?
Yes, sir. When I asked her to be my girlfriend, that was me knowing I was gonna marry her.
In the aftermath of the crash, the once vibrant and lively 19-year-old was gone, her life tragically cut short on a night that began as a celebration of youth and ended in a nightmare. The fateful night had claimed its victim and in its wake left a trail of questions, grief, and a quest for justice that would shake the very foundations of the Murdoch family. The law enforcement swung into action, their mission clear yet daunting, to piece together the events of the fateful night. The boat, now a silent witness to the tragedy, was conned for evidence. Each fragment of the wreckage, each mark on the boat's surface, held a piece of the puzzle.
When y'all were on the bank after it happened, was there any type of altercation or anything between anybody?
Anthony was like mad at Paul, and like he didn't want him near him, and then Morgan, like, because Paul, like I said, he was in the water for a while. Morgan was sitting in the front but screaming because she hurt her hand. But then he came back shore and he tried to help Morgan, and she didn't want anything to do with him. She was like, get away from me. She didn't want to talk to him at all, and like he didn't care that Mallory was missing, because she was like upset because she was like, get away from me, like I'm fine, but Mallory's missing. And I was standing right there next to him, and Paul like smiled or something, and Anthony saw him smile, and he was like, you think this is funny, you know, this kind of stuff. And he like was like about to like go and like fight him because he was that mad, because he was like smiling about it. Anthony was about to, like, if the officers weren't holding him back, he would have like unleashed on Paul, like he would have like fought him. I feel like Anthony was just like, you know, he was just like belligerent about everything, like he was just like so upset, and he didn't want to, like, you know, cooperate either, but I mean, that's understandable because it was his girlfriend and he just wanted to stay. So then...
The driver is the one with no clothes on, correct? Boxers. Yes.
Yes. Hey, I'm with Department of Natural Resources. Who was driving the boat? Right, y'all picked up. Paul was driving?
Yes. I begged and begged and begged and begged to let me drive.
You said Paul was holding on to like one of the pylons or whatever, the poles in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you see Anthony? Where did he land in the water? Where was he in the water?
He was like almost where we hit, on the side. Like I think like where we hit was like the second like pylon in the water, like from the shore on the opposite side of where the boat ended up.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think he was like over there, like furthest away from us, and then Paul was only like 1 or 2 away from this side.
So he was closer. Anthony was closer to the land on the other side than he was the side where the boat wound up. So he had to swim across.
Mm-hmm. So then I think before everybody had gotten there, like I went back to Morgan and I tried to get her to come with me, but she was like, I don't want to move, because like she didn't want to like lose any more blood or anything like that.
At the center of the investigation was Paul Murdoch. The young man who had been at the helm of the boat was now at the heart of the storm. His actions on the night of the accident, fueled by alcohol and reckless abandon, had set in motion a series of events that had led to a tragic loss. Charges were swiftly brought against Paul. He was indicted with 3 felony counts, including boating under the influence causing death and 2 counts of boating under the influence causing great bodily injury. The charges were severe, reflecting the gravity of the tragedy. Yet, in the face of the mounting evidence and the growing public outcry, Paul pleaded not guilty. Parallel to the criminal investigation, a civil battle was taking shape. Grieving the loss of their daughter, Mallory Beach's family sought justice through a wrongful death lawsuit against the Murdochs. The lawsuit alleged that the Murdoch family had contributed to the accident by allowing underage drinking at their home and entrusting the boat to an intoxicated Paul. The investigations, both criminal and civil, cast a long shadow over the Murdoch family. Their once unblemished reputation was now marred by scandal and suspicion. Every action was scrutinized, every decision questioned. The family, which had once held a position of respect and power, was now under siege. As the lawsuit progressed, it unveiled a series of startling revelations. It painted a picture of a family gathering that had spiraled out of control, of a series of decisions that had led to a catastrophic end. The lawsuit was more than a quest for justice. It was a stark reminder of the consequences of negligence and irresponsibility. Each revelation led to more questions. Each piece of evidence uncovered a new layer of complexity. The quest for truth was a winding path, leading deeper into the heart of a tragedy that had shaken a family and a community to its core. Just as the community was beginning to come to terms with the tragedy of Mallory Beach's death, another shocking event sent ripples through the tranquil South Carolina landscape.
Hampton County 911, where's your emergency?
This is Alex Murdoch at 4147 Moselle Road. I need the police to answer immediately. My wife and child just got badly.
It's in your vehicle? Do you have any guns on you at all?
No, sir. It's leaning up against the side of my car.
Okay. You're fine, man. You're fine. Turn around for me.
I don't have any.
Okay. Yes, sir. I see that. Okay. This is your wife and son?
And son.
Okay. Okay. When did you get home? Right when you called, or did you go to the house first? Where is the house?
I came to the house first. My mom has late stages Alzheimer's, and my dad is in the hospital.
Okay.
I left, I don't know what time. I can go back on my phone and tell you the exact time. Did you check?
Okay. Did I check what?
Did you check them?
We got medical guys that are, that's what they're gonna do, okay?
What are they doing? Can they hurry?
They are, yes sir. That gentleman that was out here already, he's one of the battalion chiefs, okay? How did you pull up? You from back there?
I went to the house and they weren't home, which was odd. I tried to call.
Okay.
And then I knew they had been down here before I left to go to my mom's.
Okay.
And so that is loaded.
Okay.
You might want to unload it. But I mean.
Is this the only firearm with you? This is the only one, or is there any more in the truck?
I believe that's it.
You think that's the only one? Okay.
I'm 99%.
Do you normally
certain
have any other firearms in your vehicle?
I don't, but
Okay.
occasionally there's a pistol in there.
Okay.
On the evening of June 7, 2021, the quiet serenity of the Murdoch family estate was shattered by a horrifying discovery. In the sprawling grounds of the family's hunting lodge, nestled amidst the dense woods, lay the lifeless bodies of Paul and his mother, Maggie Murdaugh. The mother and son, who had been at the heart of the recent scandal, were now victims of a brutal double homicide. Both Paul and Maggie had been shot multiple times, their bodies discovered by none other than Alex Murdoch, the patriarch of the family. The peaceful family estate had turned into a crime scene, its tranquility replaced by the grim reality of the violent act that had taken place. The prosecution presented a compelling case, weaving together a narrative of a man driven to the brink by personal and financial pressures. They painted a picture of a family in turmoil, a father desperate to protect his son from impending legal troubles, and a husband entangled in a web of financial deceit. The defense, on the other hand, argued for Alex's innocence. They pointed to the lack of concrete evidence linking him to the crime scene, questioned the reliability of the prosecution's witnesses, and highlighted the absence of a clear motive. They painted a picture of a grieving father and husband, a victim of circumstances, and a man wrongfully accused. As the trial progressed, the evidence was meticulously examined, testimonies were challenged, and theories were proposed and debunked. The courtroom drama was punctuated by moments of high emotion, tearful testimonies, heated exchanges, and shocking revelations. Yet, amidst the legal jargon and courtroom theatrics, the human aspect of the tragedy was never far from sight. The empty seats where Maggie and Paul should have been, the grief etched on the faces of their loved ones, and the haunting absence of their voices served as a stark reminder of the lives lost and the justice sought. After weeks of intense proceedings, the moment of reckoning arrived. The jury, having deliberated over the evidence, returned with their verdict. Alex Murdaugh, the once respected lawyer and patriarch, was found guilty of the murders of his wife and son. The courtroom, once buzzing with speculation and anticipation, fell silent. The verdict marked the end of one chapter of the Murdoch saga, but the repercussions of the trial and the questions left unanswered ensured that the story was far from over.
I sentence you to prison for the rest of your natural life.
In the aftermath of the trial, a profound silence descended upon the town of Hampton. The verdict had been delivered, justice had seemingly been served, but the echoes of the tragedy continued to reverberate through the community. The Murdoch family, once a pillar of the society, was now a symbol of a chilling saga that had unfolded in their midst. As the news of the verdict spread, reactions poured in from all corners. There was a sense of relief, a belief that justice had been served. But there was also a sense of sorrow, a recognition of the tragic loss of lives and the irrevocable damage done to a family. For the family and friends of Maggie and Paul Murdoch, the verdict brought a semblance of closure, but it could not fill the void left by their untimely deaths. The memories of their vibrant lives serve as a stark contrast to the grim circumstances of their demise. The Beach family, who had been grappling with the loss of their daughter Mallory, found themselves in the midst of a bittersweet moment.
What was your reaction when you heard the judge today?
Really don't know how to answer that, sir. Really don't. We were grateful to see justice served.
The man indirectly responsible for their daughter's death had been brought to justice, but it did not bring back their beloved Mallory. Their fight for justice was not over, it had merely taken a different shape. In the midst of the personal grief and public scrutiny, the Murdoch family was left to grapple with the harsh reality of the events that had unfolded. The Murdoch saga served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life, the devastating consequences of actions, and the relentless pursuit of justice. The Murdoch family saga, a tale of power, tragedy, and a quest for justice, serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the devastating consequences of our actions. It's a story that has shaken a community to its core and has left an indelible mark on the lives of those involved. If you found this video informative and want to stay updated on the latest thrilling cases, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. And as always, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this case? What do you think the future holds for the Murdaugh family? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments section below. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of the Murdaugh mystery. Until next time, stay safe and stay informed.